So this first image is of what my commute looks like. Every day I drive to and from Richmond and Vancouver, and sitting in traffic at 5 p.m. is one of the most frustrating things out of my day. I'm usually concentrated on preventing people from trying to cut in front of me in traffic. So this stressful experience is just something that I would like to take out of my day. A lot of commuters like me want to make our commute better. But we know that just because we build more roads, it doesn't create less of a problem. So we wonder what can be done about the situation. Right now, a lot of the things that we do build assumes that we all drive. However, when we think multimodally, it allows us to take the kind of transportation for the types of trips we want. This includes things like bike sharing as well as car sharing. However, under the monomodal way of thinking, we have to do a lot of parking and a lot less walking. But it doesn't mean that we're just sad or frustrated or sad all the time when we do drive. However, just because we're making driving less painful, it doesn't mean that we're doing things that do make us happy and make us feel more connected with places. So here we have the Salmon Festival in Steveston, as well as the night market in Richmond. The night market is one of my favorite activities in Richmond. I get to hang out with my friends, stop around to look at different things, eat, as well as watch other people having fun as well. However, at the end of the night, we're still returning to our cars and waiting along with everyone else to go home. But what if we can take what does work about the night market, and instead of having it for just a handful of days, we could spread it out throughout the city so that we can have little bits of it to enjoy all the time. And if walking does make us feel more connected to other people and the places we go, how can we make it less stressful to do? How do we make it more a part of our everyday lives instead of something we only do on occasions? So how do we make places that actually make us happy? And what can we do about the places we already have?
So getting to ask that question as well as start thinking about some of the answers is a big part of the work that I've been able to have the privilege to do at the Vancouver Public Space Network. A lot of times when we're thinking about the problem, we're often like, let's build it and people will come. And in the Public Space Network's experience, it's really more a question of thinking about the patterns of activity and the way that people think about their lives and trying to really suss out how to make the connections between what they want to do and what they already are doing. So transit's the most obvious example when we think about trying to reduce our driving. And there's a lot of focus on the pedestrian experience inside transit spaces, but a lot of times there's a lot less attention given to the way that transit spaces connect to the places we actually want to go. And it's really that experience of getting to walk through our neighborhoods and on our way to other things that we can learn about each other, that we can learn about our aspirations and where we've been, where we want to go, and getting to be exposed to that in the course of our daily lives can prompt moments of really important reflection, and we can start thinking about how the patterns of what we're doing in our on an everyday level can speak to our souls, or speak to what we want to leave our children, or more importantly, how we might want to grow old in the places where we are. Sitting is also a really important part of public space. People will make seats wherever they need to, and it's a big part of it with regards to the pedestrian experience is just acknowledging the variations in human limitations, whether we're small or whether we're older, or whether we also have limitations socially and the desire to be alone together, so to speak. Mixed use is also a really important part of it, so that speaks again to the social limitation, which is that we want a bit of distance from the people that we're around, and mixed use helps us do that because we're not all there for the same reason, and we don't all have to be. We can remain mysteries to one another and be mysterious to the people that are passing us in space. So at the Vancouver Public Space Network, we've tried to bring this experience to people in a very tangible way through participating activities like Parking Day, where we take over our parking space and turn it into a public space in order to try and bring people's awareness back to what that public experience is like. And we've been gratified to see that the City of Vancouver has gone with a parklet permitting program to extend that. We also throw a party on SkyTrain every year on Halloween, where we can give people the chance to re-experience and recontextualize the idea of a crowded train, and to remember that the difference between a stressful, frustrating experience and a joyous, celebratory one is just what kind of mindset you bring to it. We do try to remember that we're creating places for tomorrow, and we're not going back and creating it for our grandparents, so we are going to be thinking about things like mobile phones, which are changing a big part of how we interact with each other as well as with our daily needs, and building places that continue to speak to how we enjoy life on the human scale is a big part of ensuring that what we build persists. And this right here is the challenge for us, to understand transit service not as just the way we get around, but also part of our legacy with the communities that we want to leave our children and be enjoying ourselves when we can't necessarily drive. It's a tall order, but we should remember that the West End there on the left is from the 1970s, and in the time since then, we understand, or we're able to reap the benefits of making a walkable place. The picture on the right is Richmond a couple of years ago, and I would invite any and all of you to join me, whether you're a nonprofit, a business, sole proprietor, to come talk to me about Get On Board BC, which is a citizen-led coalition to make sure that we have sustainable transportation service to build the communities that we want for the future. Thank you very much.